good. So USC will have it 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Rodney Peete, the freshman, will be the SC quarterback. Ryan Knight, the tailback. Very inexperienced wide receivers. They have lost 4 of their 5 starting wide receivers. Alabama leading this series, 4 wins to 2. Rather, USC 1st and 10 at their own 25. Hardly anything there for Ryan Knight. Kurt Jarvis, the nose guard, was right there.
That's a case here right there with SC coming out with the single back in the backfield. And I tell you, the Jarvis made a very good play because he went to the strong side of the line, to the tight end side, and made that play. The center did not get a block on him at all.
Again, a single back offense. Wide outs are to the left. Cormier is a slot back on the left on a 2nd down. Right up over the 30 to around the 32-yard line. Brought down by Cornelius Bennett.
That's a fake in the middle, and it's a screen play to the outside. I think when you throw the ball outside like that, SC was expecting to get a couple of those linemen out in front, and you can see when he cuts back up inside, it appears he's going to get more yardage. I think it's a tribute to Alabama's speed and their outside perimeter people, outbackers and the cornerbacks, and getting up and only giving them a 5-yard gain.
USC looking at a 3rd down and 3 from their own 32-yard line. Calling the signals, Rodney Peete. In motion goes Joe Cormier. Peete looking for first down over the 35 to the 40 to about the 42-yard line. 1st and 10 USC. Rory Turner making the hit for Alabama.
That's a big play for USC because the thing you never want to do is have 3 plays and out. You know, Cormier's a guy that caught 10 passes against UCLA. He's big and he's strong, and they had a flood to the outside. He is a big, tall receiver, and I think with them taking Peete and spreading him out, I think it's going to set the tone for SC's type of attack today.
SC now for the eye with Kennedy Pola at fullback along with Ryan Knight in the backfield. 1st and 10 at their own 42-yard line. Ryan Knight gets over the 45 to around the 47-yard line before he's brought down to the 47. Pick up on the play of about 5 yards by Ryan Knight will bring on a 2nd down and 5.
That's a straight handoff, and they're going in behind those 2 big guards up front there. And I think the big thing you have to understand is Ryan Knight's the type of guy that he needs the ball an awful lot to really get himself going. And I think Coach Toner's going to give it to him a lot early in the ballgame.
2nd down and 5 for USC at their own 47-yard line. Charging Cornelius Bennett. Bennett, the junior All-America linebacker from Birmingham, Alabama, knocking down the pass. And it'll bring on a 3rd down and 5.
On this particular pass play, Bennett's not blocked, and it's a quick screen to the outside. What you're hoping to do is throw the ball over his outstretched hands, but when you have a guy like Cornelius Bennett, those plays on the board don't always work, and that's probably what makes him a great ball player.
Coach Perkins calling him the Lawrence Taylor of college football. He's a Sporting News and Football News All-America. 3rd down 5, USC. They have it at their own 47-yard line. Try to run is held far short of the 1st down. He's knocked out of bounds at the 44-yard line. A loss of 3 on the play. And USC will be forced to punt as Wayne Davis wrote him out.
You know, Cornelius Bennett made that play again. You know, look at him getting the rush up the field. Now, when Peete comes out of the pocket, look and see who forces him to dip back. If he doesn't have to dip around there to the outside, he can probably turn the corner a little bit clean. Even though Bennett doesn't make the play, I think, again, it just took him a little bit too much time to get to the outside.
Chris Spurl to do the punting. He averages 38 yards per punt, a freshman from Mountain Valley. Low snap, but he gets it away. Fair catch called and made. By Greg Richardson, and Alabama will have it 1st and 10 at their own 15, but there's a marker down on the play, and a roughing the kicker penalty is going to be called against Alabama.
This is really tough because, you know, he bends to the outside, And, you know, that's what they call either roughing the kicker, running into the kicker. But he jumped to the outside on the low snap, and he got it off. And really, there was really no reason for Thomas to hit him because it looked like he had enough room to avoid him to the outside.
Derek Thomas, a freshman from Miami, Florida, guilty of the infraction, and that will give USC a first down.
Well, you can see Coach Perkins giving the official a little bit of piece of his mind, and that's the thing you really hate to see, simply because when you get in that position where you stop a team, you hate to see a penalty on the special teams aspect of the game. You hate to see a penalty any time in the game.
Well, they're talking it over with Tom Cox, the offensive center, offensive captain for the men of Troy. He's a senior from San Diego, California, prepped in Xenia, Ohio. USC always has, Coach, great offensive lines. They've had 21 first-team All-American offensive linemen since
Roughing
64.
the kicker, Alabama, running into the kicker, 5-yard penalty, declined.
That's what I thought was going to happen, Harry. And that's why there was so much discussion going on, because running into the kicker is only a 5-yard penalty, and SC still had to kick the ball again because they were in a 3rd and 8 situation.
So SC declines the penalty, and that means Alabama will have it 1st and 10 at their own 15-yard line, their first offensive series. Ted Toller, 3 years at Southern Cal, won the Rose Bowl last year here at the Aloha Bowl in 1985. Mike Shula, the junior quarterback, All Southeast Conference from Miami, Florida. Son of Miami Dolphins head coach John Shula. Picks up about 2, and that's all. Good defensive play by number 56, Sam Ano. Ano leads SC in tackles, 114 up. He's a junior.
Well, there's definitely some filling out going on here because both SC and Alabama ran up the middle on the first play from scrimmage, and they're normally a pitch sweep team, and neither, USC did not run a pitch sweep at all yet.
Alabama was so close to an undefeated season, and they were ranked by many with the 3rd toughest schedule in the nation. Johnson, Craig Turner, the running backs behind Shula. Number 56, Sam Ano, a 6'3", 225-pound junior from West Los Angeles.
Sam Ano is the type of guy that's going to be all over the field because he's a big, strong, powerful player. And, right now, the nickel defense is going in for USC, and Sam Ano's coming out of the game. Junior Thurman's in for him now, and it's going to be interesting in a definite passing situation. And I tell you, Alabama loves to run the shuffle pass with a single back in the backfield that could be coming up.
They're down 5 for the Crimson Tide. They have their own 20-yard line. The blocker and a penalty marker goes down, and probably a delay of game penalty. Took him a long time to get that play organized.
Well, I tell you, right now, Ted Toner's loving that because, with a 3rd and 6, 3rd and 5 or 6, it's really a tough call for the defensive coach to make.
Offense, still 3rd down.
But I tell you what, when you get in that 3rd and 11, you kind of know what they're going to do, and now they're going to try to force him to catch that ball underneath and come up and make the tackle.
Greg Richardson and Al Bell go wide to the same side, the left side. Wide on the right side is tailback Gene Jelks. They're down the way. Gets enough for a first down over the 25 to the 27-yard line. Brought down finally by Marcus Cotton.
Well, somehow I had the feeling that this was going to be their first pass play, and it's something that a lot of people say it shouldn't be a pass play, but it is. And with a 3rd and 11, I tell you right now, Artie Gigantino, the defensive coordinator from SC, can't be happy because you shouldn't get more than 6 or 7 yards on that play.
Good block by Thornton Chandler, the tight end. It's 1st and 10, Alabama. They have it at their own 27-yard line. After getting over the 30 to around the 33, picked up about 6 before he was dropped on the play. Brought down by Matt Johnson. They call him the unofficial wild man for USC.
Well, he's everywhere. And, right now, Alabama's running a lot of I formation and also single back, but that misdirection play makes it very tough on a 3-4 defense because the linebackers want to throw to the strong side.
2nd down and 4. Crimson Tide, they have it at their own 33-yard line. Close to a first down, appears to be about a half a yard short, stopped by Rex Moore, one of the inside linebackers. Along with Sam Ano, Turner is 6 foot 203 pounds, a senior from Gaithersburg, Maryland.
And it looks like they're gonna measure it. You know, right now, USC, Harry, has their 3 linebackers in the game. So they actually have Ano, Moore, and Davis. All 3 are inside linebackers in the game at this time.
Inches short of a first down, bringing on a 3rd down and about a foot to go for a first down. We have 9:37 to play in the 4th annual Aloha Bowl. First quarter, 0-0. Coming in defensively, Gary Willison at a nose guard for USC, Ray Perkins. His 3rd year as head coach of the Crimson Tide, 21-12-1. His record at Alabama. You see the first quarter scoring opportunities. USC and Jelks, the freshman running back, has the first down easily, just shy of the 40-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Alabama at their own 39-yard line.
Well, that's when you really get in behind Bill Condon and Larry Rose, because they're big, strong linemen, and with 3rd about a half a foot, you can run a quarterback sneak. But if you have a lot of confidence in your big offensive lineman at guard and tackle, you can run that isolation like Alabama just did.
Richardson wide left, Bell is wide right. Backs are split in the backfield. They are Jelks and Mike Turner. Mike Shula calling signals, 1st and 10. Shula gets one away to
from the ground level, it's a play action fake, and what you see is a cornerback coming in. He's getting a little bit too late. SC was running a blitz, and they were playing zone coverage in behind it, and that's very tough. That's probably why Albert Bell was so wide open. He is a big play man, and if you give him a lot of room like that, he can always come up with a great catch.
During the regular season, 36 of 41 times he touched the ball, either got a first down or a touchdown. 1st and 10 Alabama. Gene Jelks. Jelks gets inside the 45 to about the 42-yard line, a pickup around 3 or 4. Stopped by Sam Otto again.
One of the problems SC's having right now, you know, you see Mike Shula heading back and getting the signals from the sideline, is they're giving Alabama just a little bit too much yardage on first down, and it's putting them, the defense on the defensive. They're not sure what kind of second down call they should have, because they don't know if Alabama is going to run or pass. We can't get Tennessee to get through 4 yards on first down.
Second down, 6 Alabama, the USC 42. Here's Jelks. Stopped on a good play by Garrett Freeland, the outside linebacker from Fullerton, California. Picked up just 2, brings on a 3rd down and 4 for Alabama at the SC 40.
You know, Breland's a guy that you don't hear very much about, but he's probably the most unsung hero on that football team. He's not very big, but he's kind of a coach's player. He doesn't have great ability. He'll never be a pro. He's the type of guy that plays with his hands real well and gets to the outside. And again, his strength is his movement. He's not a big outside linebacker.
They had to replace 2 great ones. Del Rio and Pickett. Motion goes Al Bell. Gene Jelks looks for a block. It's the first down inside the 35 to the 32-yard line of USC. Finally stopped by Tim McDonald and Jerome Tyler. But not before Jelks picked up another Bama first.
Here's the end zone shot, and you can see what's happening on a 3rd and 4. Alabama has confidence to run the sweep, and I'm sure SC thought they were going to throw the ball. If Alabama had come up short, then they probably could have kicked that long field goal with Teffin out there. So when you see a guy like Jelks, you figure you can get at least close down to that first down area. You're also right now, as they cross the 35-yard line, in 4-down territory.
Jelks is out. Bobby Humphrey is in as the running back. He joins Craig Turner behind Shula. Turner gets the ball. He is stopped in his tracks by Matt Court, 6'6", 245-pound senior defensive tackle.
Court got right underneath the offensive tackle, and I think the tackle felt that Court was going to charge to the outside. He came underneath his block and really was the only guy that was in position to make that play. A nice play by the big lineman, another guy that really hasn't received as much national attention, but a big, solid player.
Greg Richardson wide right, wide to the left is Al Bell. A 2nd down and 8 call for Mike Shula. Shula puts it in the air of his intended receiver, Al Bell. Bell was covered on the play by Lewis Brock, whose dad, all-time baseball's most prolific base stealer, Luke Brock of the St. Louis Cardinals, Hall of Famer. Lewis has the field side at quarterback. Matt Johnson has the boundary side, so Lewis always has the big part of the field.
I tell you, Harry, what really helped SC that last series on the 2 plays was that Alabama only got 1 yard on first down. That enabled SC to play pass all the way on 2nd and long, and now they're their nickel people.
3rd down and 8. Shula straight back to pass. Being marker down, he was sacked by Marcus Cotton, and it looked like Cotton might have been held. Marcus Cotton got to Shula before he could get the pass away, and Cotton led the Trojans with sacks during the season with 10 of them.
Right, you can see as Shula's back, he's already into his drop, and you can see Cotton coming around the outside. The guy actually tackled him, and Cotton is an outstanding pass rush specialist. He will be rushing from either the strong side or the weak side, and he's not the type of guy that you can find out where he's going to rush from.
Coach, he's only a sophomore, 6'4", 215 pounds from Oakland.
Well, it's interesting now. You know, USC declined that penalty, and you know, you have to really take a good look at that because of the kicker. You know, you hate to send your defense out on 3rd and 19 after you stop them once, but at the same sense, you know, a 38-yard field goal is a lot easier than a 48-yard field goal.
This will be a 48-yard attempt by Van Tippen, who's long as 57. Set Bama career records for field goals, 17. He's got his foot into it. It's long enough. A 48-yard field goal by Van Tippen. And Alabama's on the board first with the score. Alabama 3 and USC nothing. You're looking at an outrigger. As you look at rare football footage of the 1925 championship team from the University of Alabama 1925, one of the 6 Bama national championship teams. Alabama leading 3-0 on the Van Tippen 48-yard field goal. Interesting decision by the sideline at USC, declining a holding penalty, which might have put Tippen out of field goal range, but they would have had the down over. Coach.
They would have had the down over. But, you know, I think that the problem, you know, right now, SC only has the headsets hooked up with Coach Tallner to Ron Turner up in the box. And normally they have a switch where he could talk to the defensive coaches. I kind of don't think he wanted to make that decision because that's a gimme for Tippen.
Not a long kickoff this time by Tippen. Oh, what a hit at the 20-yard line.
Well, that's Greg Gilbert, and, you know, he's the type of guy that doesn't get a lot of playing time. When he gets out there on special teams, guys like to shine. And, again, you know, it's national television. He made a great play.
So USC will have it 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line following the kickoff return by Lonnie White. And the outstanding special teams play by Greg Gilbert. Rodney Peete will be the quarterback. He's also a baseball player for USC, plays shortstop for him. Freshman out of Overland Park, Kansas. Rodney's dad, Willie, is an assistant coach for the Kansas City Chiefs. Lonnie White comes wide left. Running backs behind Rodney Peete are Kennedy Polo and Ryan Knight. Right tackle gets what appears to be the first down at the 30-yard line. Finally stopped by Larry Roberts. But good blocking on the right side of the offensive line.
This is a cutback play, and you can see that offensive line pushing, and Ryan Knight has the option to cut in behind the center. Most times, that's where that play develops. The strength of that play is that it really gets the defensive linebackers flowing, and it sets the offensive lineman in a much better position to block them. That's going to be an effective play for SC if they're going to have success, because Alabama has so much quickness on their defense.
Just short of a first down. It'll be 2nd down, a half a yard to go for the first down for USC. Kennedy Polo, the fullback, has the first down to the 33-yard line before he's tripped up. And it'll be 1st and 10. Southern Cal will have the ball at their own 33-yard line. Alabama leading 3-0. We have 5:15 to play in the first quarter.
Well, right now, you know, SC's in a position where they're close to that 35-yard line. They need another good first down play, whether it's a pass play or run play, to try to get themselves a little momentum going.
In motion comes Joe Cormier. Ryan Knight. Ryan Knight nowhere to go. Ball comes loose, but he had already hit the artificial surface. No fumble. He was stopped on the play by Wayne Davis, the junior linebacker from Gordo, Alabama. He led the Crimson Tide in tackles did Wayne Davis with 125 of them this year. Had an incredible 24 against Texas A&M. They're talking to Wayne Davis about his options. The penalty is on USC.
Thank you.
Let's pick up the call.
Here. Okay. 26 moving. 26 moving.
Referee is Dixon Holman.
Illegal motion at the snap. Still first down.
Well, you know, when you get in that I formation, sometimes that tailback likes to lean a little bit, get that flying start, and the official called him back here. You've got to sit still.
Illegal motion, a 5-yard penalty, so it'll be 1st and 15 for USC. They have it at their own 28-yard line. That's a quarterback draw. He beat up to the 40-yard line, picking up substantial yardage. Got about 12 before he was brought down by Wayne Davis. Not a busted play, I don't believe, Coach. I believe it's a design quarterback draw.
This is a play that's put in since Rodney Peete has been the quarterback because of his quickness and mobility. And you know, he only took a 3-step drop, and that enabled those offensive linemen to set pass, show the Alabama defensive linemen and linebackers pass, and then get those guys flying up the field. And that's going to be a very effective play to counter kind of Alabama's pass rush.
So it's a 2nd down and 3 for USC. They have it at their own 40-yard line. Ryan Knight to the 47-yard line before he's dragged down at the 47. Brought down on the play by Wayne Davis along with Cornelius Bennett.
Well, Bennett's really sliding off those blocks, but what you can see Ryan Knight do, he gets right in behind that fullback, and when the fullback blocks on Bennett, he's able to pop through. Bennett's not the type of guy that you can totally block, but when you get that much velocity going forward and the fullback's doing an excellent job, that halfback can find the opening and cut up inside, and then it's important for him to just keep driving those legs.
1st and 10, USC at their own 48-yard line. Rodney Peete back to throw. It's short of his intended receiver who was open. The intended receiver, Lonnie White, on the play. He was open, but the pass underthrown. It'll bring up the 2nd down and 10 for USC.
You know, I think you could say it to a certain extent. Peete is not a great drop-back passer yet. He's only a freshman, and he doesn't have a great deal of playing time. He's obviously a little bit more comfortable sprinting out, but he had White wide open, and what he has to do is just bend his legs a little bit, bend at the knees a little bit, and get that elbow up, and he should be able to carry that ball down there for a 16, 17-yard hook pattern on that particular play.
Down in 10 in motion, Lonnie White. Draw play to Ryan Knight. Ryan Knight over midfield into Alabama territory, dragged down by Wayne Davis, who has a host of tackles for Bama. Ryan Knight picked up around 6 on the play. It'll bring on a 3rd down and 4 for USC.
Well, Wayne Davis is the type of guy that can make an awful lot of plays. He's a very physical player. One of those guys like Hand and Bennett and Davis are probably the 3 top interior people in the front 7 for Alabama, and he can really play off the blocks. Now, what SC is doing right now is all their plays, running plays, are coming off pass-type action, and I think they're really slowing down the the Alabama's aggressiveness at linebacker.
3rd down 4. Rodney Peete rolling out. Sees some room. It's stopped short of a 1st down as the hole closed in a hurry by Big John Hand. Defensive tackle from Sylacauga, Alabama.
One thing I think Pete's going to have to get used to is that Alabama's a little bit quicker maybe than some of the people he's accustomed to running against. You know, he really feels that he can pick it up, and on a 3rd and 4 or 5, he probably should have held his ground a little bit more to see if someone would open up. You're not going to be able to pull a ball down the run that easily against Alabama because of their great team pursuit and quickness.
Troy Richardson has now come in the front for USC. Long defense for Alabama, Greg Richardson. Richardson runs out of the way, hoping it'll go into the end zone. He's down there, and it's down it at the 2-yard line. Louis Brock downing it at the 2-yard line. And with the score, Alabama 3 and USC nothing. Our spotters today are Nelson Baffiddle and Dave Inouye. Our statisticians Thomas Yoshida and Steve Todd. Harry Callis along with Dennis Green at Aloha Stadium. The 4th annual Aloha Bowl, and Mike Shula's looking at 98 yards of football field, 1st and 10 at their own 2-yard line for Alabama. Gives to the fullback Price. Craig Turner up over the 5 to about the 6-yard line before he's hauled down by Sam Ano.
Well, I tell you, after that great punt and having them backed up like that, you really have to play really tough defense down when you have a team backed up. And the big thing right now is USC needs to stop them, keep them from getting that key first down so they can get the ball back at midfield. With a 2nd and 6 to 7, Alabama's probably going to come out and put the ball in the air.
Turner gets about 4 of them up to around the 9-yard line before he's stopped by Matt Court. Along with Sam Ano, it'll bring up a 3rd down and 3 call for Alabama at their own 9-yard line.
Well, that's off the quick trap series, and what they're trying to do is influence that defensive tackle for USC and get him to rush up the field and then trap him with the guard. And a lot of times in passing type situations, a trap is very effective.
3rd down and 3 in motion is Clay Whitehurst. Pitch back goes to Jelks. Inside. USC is there. He'll be close to a first down at the 12-yard line. Jelks finally hauled to the 12-yard line by Tim McDonald, among others. Got enough for the first down.
Well, that's what you call getting it on your own. SC had a blitz on, and they're up inside, and he wants to go inside, but you can see that safety coming up in. He bounced to the outside and really does a good job of shaking the tackle by McDonald. McDonald's the type of guy that can really hit you right front in the middle and drive you back, and I think it was a great job by Jelks of just picking up that first down in a real tight situation.
Jelks 5'11", 170-pounder out of Gadsden, Alabama. 1st and 10, Alabama. They have it at their own 13. Here's Jelks getting away. Chasing. Knocking him out of bounds at around the 17-yard line. McDonald aided by Junior Thurman on the tackle.
Well, I tell you, I'm surprised that this is only the first time that Alabama's run that pitch sweep. It is one of their favorite plays, and you can see McDonald coming to the outside. He's a strong safety, and his job is to play that strong side sweep. Maybe because of the respect that they have for McDonald, I think that they have a hard time maybe feeling like they can get outside. And Jelks is the type of guy that can really move, and he has a great speed. Not very big, but very quick.
He's out now, and Bobby Humphrey is in at the tailback for Alabama. Humphrey gets the handoff, tries to get outside. He's hauled it by Garrett Freeland on a fine defensive play by the outside linebacker.
Freeland uses his hands real well, and you can see he's come up making the play, and then he got a little mop-up help from McDonald, but he is really the type of player, again, that can get out there and shake off those blockers, and, right now with a 3rd and 5, it's going to be a really key situation.
And that's the end of the first quarter with the score, Alabama 3, USC nothing. And you're looking at beautiful Diamond Head, and we'll be back from the University of Southern California. Later, of course, with the New York Giants, now a broadcaster, the Gipper, great member of SC. Second quarter ready to get underway. It's 3rd down and about 6 for Alabama. They have it at their own 17-yard line. Alabama leading 3-0.
USC has their nickel personnel in.
Mike Shula hands on to Frank Turner, and he does not get the first down. He's stopped after a gain of just about 2 yards by that USC defense. 4th down, and the punting situation is on.
That is very impressive because, SC really had their nickel personnel, 6 defensive backs in the game, and Alabama definitely felt that they could run that trap in there. That was stopped by the inside linebacker. Very impressive play.
Chris Moore doing the punting. He was 7th in the nation in punting. Tim McDonald lets it bounce, and it'll be down by Alabama at the 37-yard line. We'll be going to position 6 for our network stations. And with the score, Alabama 3 and USC nothing. We'll be back with more action from beautiful Hawaii. Back at Aloha Stadium, 4th annual Aloha Bowl, Alabama leading 3-0. 14:25 left to play in the first half. 1st and 10 USC. They have good field position, their own 37. Rodney Peete, the quarterback. Pass. Peete looking deep. Sophomore from Fresno, finally stopped by Vernon Wilkinson, but a big gain for USC. The first pass Henry has caught this year.
was play action pass and fake it in the middle, and that's what Ryan Knight going into the middle can do. Number 53 right there, he's supposed to be back there. That's Roper, and he's charging up and trying to make the tackle on Knight. That's why the receiver came open and behind him, and play action passing on first down for SC could be very effective.
First and 10 USC at the 39-yard line of Alabama. Pitch back to Ryan Knight. Looks for a block from Pola. He gets it, tries to get outside, but a good defensive play by Derek Thomas. There's a penalty marker down on the play, however.
Well, there's SC's first pitch sweep on first down as he got to the outside, and we'll hear what the call is there, but it looks like it's against Alabama.
Derek Thomas, the freshman, catching Ryan Knight at the sideline.
You can see as Knight breaks to the outside, and you can see that face mask grab. And again, Thomas, you know, a guy never really tries to grab the face mask, and when a back is breaking away from you.
Penalty is 5 yards for grasping the face mask. It's still first down.
5-yard face mask penalty.
That means you didn't do it on purpose.
Right. You did it on purpose, it's 15.
With a guy like Ryan Knight, you know, when you're going in for the tackle, you grab anything you can grab, and unfortunately, Thomas was just a little bit too high.
So the ball at the 31-yard line of Alabama. A first down and 2 call for Rodney Peete. Cormier in motion. Ryan Knight picking his way close to a first down. He was brought down on the play by Todd Roper, a senior linebacker. Ball at the 28-yard line. It is a first down for USC at the Alabama 28.
One other thing that USC's doing right now, they're playing some end over, which means that they're putting an overload to the wide side of the field, and then they're running some motion back into the short side. What they're trying to do is really get mismatches in their blocking assignments and trying to make Alabama overshift. Again, they're in the end over situation right now.
First and 10 USC, wide pitch to Ryan Knight. Tries to pick his goal, and does before Cornelius Bennett nails him from behind. But Knight picked up substantial yardage down to about the 23-yard line. Pick up on the play of 5. It'll be second down 5.
Well, anyone who's followed SC for years knows about that SC tailback. And you can see Ryan Knight leaving the game now for one reason, to take a breather. You know, when you're running the ball as much as he's carrying the ball, you need to take a break. And right now, this is classic USC, which is throw a pass in every now and then, but primarily getting that eye formation and make the defense stop you.
Aaron Emanuel is the tailback now, a freshman for USC, and he gets the call, and Aaron Emanuel beats Cornelius Bennett. After a pickup of a couple, there is a penalty marker down on the play.
Well,
illegal procedure.
It might be that eye back again, you know, in S. Emanuel's first play or first carry of the game, and he might be a little bit anxious. But right now, with SC inside the 35-yard line, they're probably going to take it easy and just try to settle
Ball
down and
dead,
just
no
keep
play,
playing their type of game,
start.
which is get out
Offense, still second down.
Procedure against USC, still second down. It's a second down and 10 call. Lonnie White is in. Aaron Emanuel comes back out.
Well, this is their spread
One
look.
back.
Spread look, yes. Pola's the only back in the backfield, so Emanuel and Ryan Knight are both out of the ballgame.
Rodney Peete, right up the middle, is tight end, and he gets to around the 20-yard line, does Eric McKee before he's stopped by Todd Roper. Eric McKee, the tight end, caught just 5 passes during the regular season.
When you hear a lot about football, what you can see is a delay pattern. Peete drops back, and then you're going to see the guy come right, McKee come right into the middle. He ran a delay pattern, and Cormier, who's their #1 receiver lately, cleared it out for him. Again, I think they were much concerned about Cormier, and that enabled him to get open in the middle. With a 3rd and 3 right now, SC's knocking on opportunity's door.
Ball at the 21-yard line of Alabama, 3rd down and 3 USC. In motion, Cormier. Rolling out is Peete. Penalty marker down. But there's a flag on the play. A penalty marker to be sorted out. The touchdown was to Lonnie White, or rather to Henry, but there's a penalty marker down, and I think they're going to bring this one back.
That's going to be that guy going in motion who did what they call a boomerang. He started in motion one way and went back the other way. I think he was probably moving forward a little bit. You can see Peete calling it, and this was a good play because he fakes a sweep to the short side of the field, and he comes out on what they call a naked bootleg, no blocker out in front of him, throws the ball right over the top, And again, you can see Henry's wide open. The fake, play action fake, and the sweep.
Let's pick it up.
Play, we had an illegal shift. We had 2 men in motion on the offense, moving at the same time. Did not get reset for a second.
Illegal shift, which does not make Ted Toller, the third-year head coach at USC, happy. His wide receivers, he has only 3 available: Ken Henry, Lonnie White, and Eric Affolter. He's had such wide receiver problems. And between the 3 of them, they have caught a total of 1 pass coming into this game. There they had what appeared to be a touchdown to Ken Henry, but it's called back.
Right now, makes what he thinks is going to be a hole there, and first is Bennett, and then all the guys are coming in here making a lot of plays. You see Rory Turner, a real fine, strong safety, helped out, and that's part of that Alabama swarming defense.
So now Rodney Peete is looking at a 3rd down and 5 at the 8-yard line of Alabama. Cormier again in motion. Peete rolling out. Being chased. Lost one. Out of the end zone. Intercepted out of the end zone by Kermit Kendrick. So it'll be 4th down, and the field goal situation is on.
Well, that's a rookie mistake, and this is a bootleg action. You can see the guard coming out, pulling around, and Pete's on the rollout, and he really did not have a chance at all to get that receiver open. Should not have thrown the ball. That could have been very costly. Again, Cornelius Bennett was on the blitz, and he's a guy that really couldn't be blocked in that particular rollout.
He is all over the field today. Now.
He's everywhere. You know, he's rushing the passer. He's taking off the inside runs also.
Kevin McClain will hold for a 24-yard field goal attempt for Don Schaefer. The kick is up, and it is good, and we have a tie game. 9:36 left to play in the first half with a score: Alabama 3, USC 3. You're looking at look at the '64 championship team from the University of Alabama. Number 88, well, that's Ray Perkins. Number 12, who else but Joe Willie Namath. USC will kick it off. The deep men for Alabama: Chester Braggs and Bobby Humphrey. Here you see Humphrey on the far side. On the near side. Sean Lee is also one of the deep men. Schaefer, the kickoff. Humphrey at the 2-yard line. Got away from one man, but it's whipped out of bounds over on the far side by Elbert Watts. We asked Miami coach Don Shula about his son Mike.
He had a tough decision to make when he was coming out of high school, trying to decide where to go to college. His brother David had decided on an Ivy League school and went to Dartmouth and had a great career there. But Mike wanted to try to do the best that he could with the ability that he had, and he was interested in going to a school that had a chance to win the national title. He was recruited by Alabama. He visited Alabama. Ray Perkins had just taken over as the head coach. He felt that Ray Perkins would direct the type of offense that he wanted to be associated with. So he visited Alabama, liked what he saw, and decided to give it a shot. In his first year up there, I think he found out how tough the competition was, and they went through some tough times, but he just stuck with the program and gave it everything that he had, and then things started to go in his direction. And I was very proud of Mike, because I think that that was the first time in his life that he had to experience some downs as well as always being able to accomplish and to achieve. So he stuck with the down part of it.
Fullback draw to Craig Turner. Handoff from Mike Shula, and Turner went nowhere. Matt Johnson, the wild man, in the USC secondary, making the tackle. A gain of precious little. It brings up a 3rd down and 8 for Alabama at their own 20-yard line. Mike Shula, Don Shula's son, was 5th in the nation in passing efficiency.
Matt Johnson was playing run all the way, and I think Alabama's going to have to throw a little bit more on 1st down, because SC was really geared up to play the run. Right now, they're geared up to play the pass.
And the nickel back in, Junior Shula against the sideline. It was intended for Craig Turner. There is a penalty marker down on the play.
Well, it's holding. You know, he was, in fact, tackled. Court was tackled, and the official got the call. You can see him coming in. He gets a lot of pressure. He gets a push up the field. And Court, right there, you can see a couple guys grab him, and you can see the headlines and running in to throw the flag. The play was also incomplete to the outside.
Holding. Offense declined. 4th down.
Well, it was declined, and right now that was not a good series for Alabama because it appeared that SC kind of knew when they were going to run and knew when they were going to pass. It was classic SC defense. Load up on first and second down for the run, go into your nickel personnel versus the pass.
Chris Moore to punt. Tim McDonald in solo safety. A low line driver gets the roll. McDonald at the 35. McDonald is nailed at the 41-yard line by Derek Thomas. That'll be 1st and 10 for USC. They'll have it at their own 41-yard line. 7:59 left to play in the first half. Out of the crowd here at the 4th annual Aloha Bowl in beautiful Honolulu, Hawaii. With the score, Alabama 3, USC 3. We'll be back with more action from Aloha Stadium. Quarterback. Scrimmage and met hard at the line of scrimmage for no gain. The ball popped loose. Alabama has recovered. Greg Gilbert falling on the football and a big defensive play by John Hamm, the senior defensive tackle.
This is probably one play too many on a run down up the middle. You can see as Emmanuel gets the ball, they slide off the block as he comes up, and the left hand hit it. And John Hamm, of course, is a guy with that left hand. He knocked it loose. He's a tremendous player, big and strong, and he played the block perfectly. He had his pad level down. He slid off and hit right up through Emmanuel and knocked the ball loose.
Greg Gilbert recovering, so Alabama has it 1st and 10 at the USC 40-yard line. Mike Shula brings him out, and he sends Al Bell in motion. Hand off to Humphrey, and Humphrey bulldogs his way to about the 35. A penalty marker down to the play. Sam Otto making the hit for USC. Pick up by Humphrey of about 5. Boy, what gifted freshman runners Alabama has.
Oh, that's right. They're really loaded. And another penalty holding on Alabama. That's going to be a tough one because anytime you get that field position and you have the ball like that down inside the 40-yard line, boy, you don't need very much to get Tiffin on the field for 3 points, and you have a good chance to score.
Holding. Offense, still first down.
So the ball is placed back at midfield where Alabama is looking at a 1st and 20 from midfield. Tied at 3, 7:36 to play in the first half. Gene Jelks back in the running back spot for the Crimson Tide. In motion, Al Bell. He was well covered by Jerome Tyler, the senior free safety for USC.
Well, USC was playing zone coverage here, and you can see that he jumps to the outside. As he play action fakes, he goes out and he runs it. And he's going to throw the ball. He's trying to fake that run, pull him up, but he really didn't go for it. And Tyler had it covered all the way. Smart play. On a 1st and 20, you're kind of looking for something. You don't want to really bite up on anything real close. Halfback pass, a good play, but just really well covered.
2nd down and 20 for Alabama. They have the ball at midfield. Shovel pass to Turner. Jumps out of one tackle. He's finally hit by Matt Johnson, along with Tim McDonald, but he picked up about 9 yards back, bringing on a 3rd down and 11, or 3rd and 12.
Alabama run that shuffle pass an awful lot. You can see the quarterback going back. Shula uses his right hand to flip it right inside, and as he cuts up inside, he really does a good job of running with the football because his momentum's going forward. He has to catch the ball and then find those blocks, and it's the same type of blocking that you use for a trap. The only difference is you drop the quarterback a little bit deeper.
Turner, the fullback, caught 25 passes during the regular season. 3rd down and 12, Alabama. Shula blitzes Shula runs out of time, and he is dropped by Ron Brown at the 45-yard line.
Well, Ron Brown's one of the guys that comes in on that nickel, and Brown comes in number 51, 22. Albert Watts comes in, and number 5, Junior Thurman. And what's taking place is very difficult. You can see that pressure on. He pulls it down. He's missed right there by Cotton, but he goes up inside, and then you see Ron Brown coming in and doing the cleanup job.
Angling toward the far sideline, the punt by Chris Moore takes a USC bounce into the end zone, so the men of Troy will have it 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. So with the score, Alabama 3 and USC 3. You're looking at Ala Harbor. We'll be back. Continues as you look at Lynn Swan from the University of Southern California. Rudolph Nureyev of wide receivers. 5:53 left to play first half. We're tied at 3.
Well, Lynn Swan was a big play, man.
Oh, he was. USC 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Rodney Peete. Back to pass on first down. John Hand almost got a hand down. Penalty marker down. Peete runs for the sideline and is rolled out on the far sideline by Greg Gilbert. There is a penalty marker down to the play, however. Peete scrambled for 4 yards, and John Hand just missed him.
Well, here's where Rodney Peete's really dangerous. He goes back to pass with a play-action fake, and now he's going on a scramble, and we'll see what they're going to call. But he gets outside and uses his speed and elusiveness, and he's excellent quickness, a very fine athlete. And again, he makes a wise move by getting out of bounds after picking up 4 yards on first down.
Penalty, though, is going to go against USC. And let's pick up the official, Dixon Holman, the referee. The officials from the Southwest Conference.
Holding. Offense, still first down. First down, out of bounds.
Okay. USC looking at a 1st and 20 from their own 10-yard line. Coach Dennis Green, what kind of play 1st and 20 when you're back at your own 10?
Well, I think they should definitely go with a pass right now. And you can see with Peete going 4 for 7 and 46 yards, Mike Shula 3 for 6. It's been primarily a running game, and right now first down pass play would be a good call.
Draws play is the ball, and he draws nothing but Crimson Tide tacklers. Brent Soule in on the bottom of the stop along with John Hand at the 9-yard line. Ryan Knight stopped for a loss of a yard, brings up a 2nd down and 21.
Well, John Hand's a real fine player, and you can see Ted Tollner. He's talking to Ron Turner up top, and he was a Pac-10 Coach of the Year, a fine coach. And right now, with a 2nd and long yardage, they need to get themselves in a position now where they don't really force the ball, because the worst thing you want is an unnecessary interception. Probably try to go underneath.
Rodney Peete, freshman quarterback, falling on 2nd and 21. Looking upfield, fires a sideline pass. It was picked off by Freddie Robinson. Did he catch it in bounds? Nope.
Bounds.
Freddie Robinson caught it out of bounds. It'll bring out a 3rd down and 21. The pass was intended for Eric Apholter.
Well, again, this is part of Pete's inexperience. You know, he wasn't open outside, and I tell you, that's really a dangerous pass play because they were playing a 2-deep zone, and that safety rotates over. He may look like he's open initially, but that guy's going to roll up, and that corner comes outside. He's in a great position to pick that ball off. If you're going to throw it outside like that, you have to throw it a little bit sooner, hit him in the shorter type zone, about 15 yards down the field rather than 25.
3rd down and long for USC. Quarterback throw. Rodney Peete runs into his own offensive lineman, but he got substantial yardage before the omnipresent Cornelius Bennett is there to drop him at the 21-yard line.
Well, Cornelius Bennett's everywhere, and it's a nice play for Peete, as we said before, because when he sets back the drop, now I think his linemen just need to get used to getting those feet and getting out of the way, because you can see he runs into a couple linemen there as he's trying to find the opening, and he's the type of player with his quickness, boy, all you need to do is just shade those blockers, get them turned one way or another, let him pick the opening. Runs like a halfback.
Troy Richardson will do the kicking for USC. Greg Richardson is back in solo safety for Alabama. Richardson didn't call the fair catch, and he paid for it down there in a hurry. Was Junior Thurman. Or was that Tim McDonald? That was Tim McDonald.
Well, you know, those guys really have a great tradition of special teams, and the coverage is excellent. And when you get out there and have a guy that can get out and run, and that was Thurman there, you know, he only comes in and plays under nickel situations, but he has made a lot of big plays. He was able to use his speed to elude the guy at the line of scrimmage. He's in a one-on-one tackle situation. Didn't make a good solid hit, but did a good job of tripping him up.
Alabama 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line. We're tied at 3. 4:12 to play in the first half. Gets it away and is caught for a first down at the 44-yard line of USC, caught by tight end Thornton Chandler.
I think he was past the line of scrimmage, and it's really a tough call because it was really close, but he's on a scramble, and what SC didn't really get done here, Cotton was not able to keep Shula contained, and so he's able to get outside. He's being very patient and finds Chandler coming across the middle. He came all the way from the right side.
Another penalty marker down on the play, and I think it's going to wipe out this completion to Thornton Chandler. It is against Alabama.
Illegal use of hands.
A lot of penalties in the game so far, Coach.
There really are. You know, the interesting thing is that they're spending so much time, the officials talking to both teams because, you know, number 77, Bill Condon, wanted to know exactly what did I do wrong. He's talking to the official, and he's saying, hey, tell me what I did wrong because I thought I had a legal block.
The penalty will go against Alabama. Will erase the completion from Shula to tight end Thornton Chandler.
You know, the penalty situation right now, Alabama, 5 penalties for 43 yards, USC, 4 for 25 yards, and the other.
Let's pick up the referee.
Offensive pass interference, loss of down, second down.
You think maybe the Southwest Conference officials aren't used to these guys rolling out and passing as much because most of the penalties are coming in passing type situations.
Offensive pass interference, which also includes loss of down.
Second and about 25. That's a long way to go.
It's a lot of yardage. Mike Shula will try to get some of it back, and he does so by handing off to Humphrey, and Humphrey got a few, and that's all before he was hit on a sure tackle by Keith Davis, the sophomore linebacker from Los Angeles.
Keith Davis makes a lot of plays, and particularly when USC goes with that nickel defense with 6 defensive backs, they're playing pass all the way. And when Alabama runs that ball, if Davis is not there to make the play, that means you're going to get big yardage because all the other 6 guys are running around trying to cover people playing the pass.
Now Shula's looking at a 3rd down and 21. We're tied at 3:30 to play in the first half. Shula nearly blindside, gets it down. The intended receiver on the play was Clay Whitehurst, and he was well covered by Lou Brock.
Well, I tell you, that was a perfect pass play, and you know, and Shula really laid it out there. Whitehurst went for the ball. It was just good play on offense, good play on defense. Both the receiver and Brock went up very high. Whitehurst and Brock went up. Both guys battled for the ball, and you know, it just came down incomplete. Good play on the offense and defense.
Chris Moore will do the punting. 7th in the nation, averaging 45 1/10 yards per punt. McDonald, the deep man, takes it at the 40. McDonald back up to midfield and into Alabama territory. The ball pops loose, but the officials have blown it dead. At the 47-yard line, Darren Whitlock making the tackle for Alabama. With the score, Alabama 3 and USC 3. We'll be back with more action. USC started in good field position, 1st and 10 at the Bama 48-yard line, but 2 plays have netted a -1. A pass to Joe Cormier, a pass to Ryan Knight. Knight hit for a loss on the play, and now USC looking at a 3rd down and 11 at the 49-yard line of Alabama. Fires one up the middle. It's incomplete. It was intended for Ken Henry. And defending on the play for Alabama was Freddie Robinson, the left quarterback. So it's 4th down, and USC again will punt. Troy Richardson will do the punting. Chris Spurl punted the first one for USC. Since then, it's been Richardson, and the deep man for Alabama's Greg Richardson.
Well, he's going to try to just get this up high, you know, and Troy Richardson punts him very high, and they're going to try to get down with it. They have the wind, so they're going to have to really use a lot of speed and look for those guys and the other guys.
Up high, punts it high, not real deep. Fair catch called and made by Greg Richardson, so Alabama will have it 1st and 10, and they'll have it at their own 17-yard line.
Well, I don't think Troy was really pleased with that punt because he really had a lot more room to leg that ball out. And, of course, he's not the normal punter. He's really filled in, and he's doing a pretty good job.
So the Crimson Tide will have it 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. We're tied at 3, 2:44 left to play in the first half. Mike Shula, who passed for 2,009 yards. To about the 22-yard line before he's stopped by Mike Serpa. Pick up on the play of around 5. It'll bring on a 2nd down and 5.
You know, Turner doesn't get very many opportunities to show what he can do, but he's a fine blocker, a nice run, a big, powerful player, but he also does a good job coming out of the backfield. Shula throws to him quite a bit throughout the season.
Whitehurst goes wide to the left. Al Bell is wide to the right. In motion comes Jelks. Turner again gets the handoff. Big fullback has the first down to the 29-yard line. Stopped by Sam Ano. Turner, a 6', 203-pound senior from Gaithersburg, Maryland.
That was a trap play, and that's two carries in a row for Turner. You know, really what we felt that SC was going to be playing the pass, and I don't think that Alabama has really been able to use some of the things that have been effective for them. They've used the shuffle pass a couple of times, but the trap and the draw have been big plays for them. I look for them to use that in this drive as they try to get in scoring position.
Play action. Jelks is wide open. He makes the catch at the 34, cuts back and gets up to around the 38. There's a marker down the play. He'll be about a yard short of the first down. Pass good from Mike Shula to Gene Jelks.
On a replay, it's a play action pass play, fake up the middle, and Jelks comes through, and then he breaks out to the right. Wide open, underneath coverage. They're really trying to push the receivers down the field, and what he does is get some good yardage after the catch. So much of the good receivers, those guys, it's not always how far down the field you catch the ball, but also how much yardage you get after the catch, and there he got around 6 yards. Unfortunately, Harry, they're heading back again.
Yep, they're moving back.
And a big one. That's a big one. That's got to be unnecessary roughness or something along that line. Well,
flip.
Offense, still first down.
Still first down, but now it is first down and about 19.
That type of clip normally comes from a receiver down the field coming back trying to help out. You know, a guy with great intentions and probably didn't have himself in position to make the real clean block.
First down, 19. Shula gets a quick pass away. Frank Turner is fullback, and he gets over the 30 to the 31-yard line. Tim McDonald making the tackle, a pickup of around 11 on the play on the quick pass to fullback Craig Turner, who's been very effective for Alabama this afternoon.
Well, right now, USC's in their nickel defense, and I'm surprised that Alabama is not running their plays at the line of scrimmage because with only a minute left, they need to be at the line and not waste that precious time. I'm sure they'll go to it after this next pass play.
Second down and 8 facing Alabama. Shula going deep, and it is nearly picked off. It was intended for Greg Richardson and nearly picked off by All-American safety Tim McDonald.
Well, he's playing in that robber position, and he's not really playing that too deep like he normally is. When they feel that they're going to pass play, they get him sitting in the middle, and he's looking for any plays breaking across the middle. Tim McDonald's a guy that's a junior in the tradition of all the great ones, Charles Phillips and a lot of other really nice, big, physical USC players, and he's versatile. He's returning punts. He can play the corner in the nickel situation, playing inside, and he's kind of spying that quarterback, looking right at him, looking to pick off that interception.
They're down 8 for Alabama. They have their own 31-yard line. Shula again. Flushed out the pocket, has some running room, and gets to about the 40. I think he has the first down and does. Good scramble by Mike Shula.
Well, I'll tell you what I like there. He makes the yardage. He makes the play on his own. He gets up. He calls timeout. Heads up football. And again, he's the type of guy that can make those kind of plays. You see him over talking to Coach Perkins right now. 37 seconds, even though the clock stops. You know, on the chain, they needed time to sit down and talk about it because they're on a 40-yard line. It's first down, 37 seconds. Coach Perkins talking to the people up top, trying to determine how can we get ourselves in position to bring on that long field goal kicker.
24 to 14. Both teams finished number 1 that year. USC was UPI national champs, Alabama Associated Press national champs. In the overall series, Alabama leads 4 wins to 2. Marcus Cotton is the player that has been shaken up on the last play. USC can ill afford to lose their leading pass rusher, number 58, Marcus Cotton. He had a season-high 18 tackles against the California Golden Bears.
Looks like he's up and then moving around a little bit. Probably got blocked. You know, in a quarterback scramble, there are so many things going on, and he's jogging off the field, so I'm sure Marcus, he's okay.
He'll be back.
Up the road in Oakland, California. When that quarterback starts scrambling, there's so many things that are taking place, and a lot of times the guys get picked off with those blocks when they really don't see the blocker coming at them.
Dennis Green, the head coach of the Northwestern Wildcats. You're a coach, 37 seconds left. You're in Alabama's position, what do you try to do? Quick outs to the sideline to get in field goal position for Tiffin?
I think so, and you know, they might even be ready to try another shuffle pass if they use Jelks in motion.
Mike Shula making the call, 1st and 10. Shula back to pass, looking upfield. Right up the sideline, intended for Greg Richardson. He was well defended on the play by Tim McDonald. Foster Anderson, the secondary coach of USC, said about Tim McDonald, he could be the best he has ever coached. Now, Foster Anderson also coached at UCLA, and he had a fellow named Kenny Easley.
That's right.
So that's quite a statement.
Well, it really is. And McDonald's like a lot of those guys from the, UCLA and USC, and that they're really tall. They're 6'3", and they're rangy, and they can really cover a lot of ground. And right now he's in that nickel position. He's going to try to hug in the middle, keep his eyes on the quarterback.
Second down and 10 for Alabama. They have it at their own 40-yard line. Shula has Al Bell wide open. Bell over the 40 to the 39. There is a penalty marker on the play, however. Seems like any time, Coach Green, that there's a big play for substantial yardage, there's a penalty.
Well, you can see on the replay that it's a nice pass play because Shula drops back, looking to the left, and they were in a spread defense. They had Bell sitting in the slot, and he was not held up going into the middle. Now, that was a situation I think he's going to call too many men on the line of scrimmage. They haven't been in a lot of the spread look, and when you go to a formation that you're not that familiar with and that you don't use an awful lot, sometimes a guy will line up in the wrong spot. We'll hear what the official has to say, but I'll bet you it's going to be too many men on the line of scrimmage.
So again, that big gainer will be called back on the Shula to Bell connection. And let's pick up the referee.
Motion, offense, still second down.
That was a big pass play. 24 seconds right now. And again, you can look for that spread look again. Single back in the backfield, 3 wide receivers in the game. They have Jelks out and probably leave Turner in the ball game. And or if not, they'll have Jelks in the game and probably send him in motion.
As expected, Marcus Cotton is right back in the USC lineup.
Can't keep those good players out too long.
Second down, Shula.
Blitz.
Marcus Cotton was one of them, along with big number 91, Matt Court. Matt Court, 6'6", 245-pounder. What a brilliant student he is, too. A 3-7 student in business administration.
One guy, again, you can see there's pressure, and SC doesn't play a lot of man coverage, but they're playing it now. And you can see a lot of people getting in there, putting a lot of pressure. Again, Ron.
3. Jay for a driving kickoff. Humphrey, 1 yard deep, will bring it out. Humphrey has some right room. Humphrey to the 44-yard line before he's brought down on the 44. A touchdown saving tackle by Albert Watts.
There's a penalty, Harry. I hate to tell you, clipping. Well, we're going to take a look at the replay here, but, the guy that got clipped was number 40, who's a backup strong safety, and Bill Prindle. Now, Prindle's the type of guy that makes his mark on special teams, and you'll see him flying down the middle. Number 40, number 48 blocks him in the back. Prindle goes down. He probably would have been in position to make the tackle, and, it's taking it back. But again, Prindle was a guy that really had a good chance to make that play, and he was clipped, and he has been out front on that kickoff coverage team.
Time and time again this afternoon, big plays, big gainers have been called back with penalties, including that kickoff return by Bobby Humphrey.
Well, that's tough because Alabama, obviously, the way they returned that ball, they came out with fire in their eyes, and now they're back on the 10-yard line with 90 yards to go for a touchdown on first down. 1st
and 10 at their own 10-yard line. Mike Shula. Hand off Jelks. Jelks has some right room. He has 10 to the 20-yard line. Gene Jelks, the ball carrier, the freshman. Picked up 11 in the first down. There you see the penalties. Alabama has been penalized 78 yards. They had an Aloha Bowl record in the first half.
Well, that added to it.
1st and 10, Alabama. They have it at their own 21-yard line. Jelks gets the call again. Jelks picks up about 5 before he's driven out on the far side by Jerome Tyler.
Alabama's run blocking on the first 2 plays has been very impressive because what they're getting is some push on the USC's defensive front, and they're knocking them back. 10 yards on the first play, and then second, and on the second play, another 5 yards. That's 15 yards in the last 2 carries for Jelks. He's the type of guy now in that I formation. He gets warmed up, he can give you a lot of problems.
He averaged 6 3/10 yards per carry this year. It'll be a second down and call it 5. Inside handoff to Clay. Running room before rising down at the 37-yard line.
Alabama's really coming off the ball, and giving the ball a Turner on that quick trap. You can see Shula coming out. I think they're overplaying Jelks. Quick handoff, it's a trap inside. And right now, SC is playing that 34 stack defense, and that they have their nose guard out. They're playing with 3 linebackers, and if there is a weakness to that defense, it's the fact that you have 3 interior people standing up inside the middle, because you have Moore, Davis, and Anno, and you only have 2 basic defensive linemen.
Bobby Humphrey is in a tailback for Alabama now on a 1st and 10. Flags down on the play. And another penalty.
Well, I didn't catch that one. If there was movement, I didn't see it.
Illegal procedure, Alabama. They add to their penalty total. It's now up to 83 yards.
In the beginning of the second half, the way Alabama's coming off the ball, that was probably one of those offensive linemen.
Ball, false start, offense. Still first down.
One of those offensive linemen keyed up, ready to fire off the ball. And again, I would not be surprised. Wait a minute. I wouldn't be surprised if Alabama really comes back and runs the ball again on first down, because they're coming off the ball, and really with the first down, they get 5-6 yards per carry. They could be in pretty good shape.
Well, this game is being held up because the wacko has decided to disrupt play and go on the field, and he will be taken off.
Well, you hate to see that, because that hurts the momentum. Right now Alabama's really coming off the ball. Their run offense appears to be in sync right now, and they're anxious to get in and out of the huddle, and they really don't need to have that momentum stalled for them. That's a tough situation for them.
All right, let's go down to the Alabama sideline. Gus Herger. Gus?
Harry, I don't know what the problem is with Alabama today. The miscues, they're not having problems as much as the referees are throwing a lot of quick flags. I'm not sure exactly why that is, but we'll go back up to the action.
Bobby Humphrey got the call on a counter play, and he got Precious Little. Might have got a couple of yards on the play. Stopped by Sam Anno. Well, as Gus reported, Alabama kind of out of sync, and the 83 yards in penalties will testify to that fact. It's a second down now, and still 15. Mike Shula, All-Southeast Conference quarterback, a junior, sends Humphrey in motion on a second down and long. Shula gets it to the sideline to Al Bell. Good move by Bell. He is away in a first down at the 44-yard line. Finally dragged down by Lewis Brock, but what a great effort by Al Bell.
That's what you call a 5-yard catch and a 15-yard run for a 20. I tell you, he's really explosive, and he made a lot of big plays all year. But this is the type of play where Shula goes back, he's looking down the field, he has him to the outside, and he's an outlet receiver, the second guy to go to, but he had outflanked the secondary of SC, and anytime you're coming from the inside out, you can get in trouble. Look at the move right there as he ducks underneath him, and then SC is scrambling right now because they fear this guy every time he gets his hands on the ball.
Crimson Tide's big play man, Al Bell, 1st and 10, Alabama, they have the USC 43-yard line. Incomplete. It was intended for Greg Richardson. He was covered like a blanket by Jerome Tyler.
Well, I tell you, that's a fine, as you'll see, secondary play. SC did come with the blitz. Unfortunately, there's another flag down, but besides that, that was outstanding football because, again, another pinpoint pass play by Shula. You can see him drop. He fires it right over the middle. And what you see is as Brock goes up there, or excuse me, as Tyler goes up, he strips the ball. And I tell you, until he hit the ground, I was not sure if he came down with the football or not. It was that close of a pass play.
Shula 6 for 12 for 77 yards. Shula during the season passed for 2,009 yards, only the second Bama quarterback to do that.
Still first down.
Holding against Alabama. Moves it back 10 yards, first down and 20. They're back on their own side of the field at their own 47 and a half.
Well, Alabama appears to be playing much more in sync offensively, and they're going to a single back set now, and they could go with the shuffle pass or even a draw play on his first and long yardage situation.
It is the shuffle pass, just as you called. A great block by number 74, and Turner gets up to about the 41-yard line of USC. Big block by freshman Larry Rose.
Well, they like this play. Watch the left guard coming outside. It's a trap play. That's all it is. He pulls lineman up the field, and he works to the outside. Good block. And again, Turner is becoming that factor of a guy that even though Jelks is getting a lot of yardage, Turner's a guy that's making a lot of big plays for him. He's strong. He's physical. Look at the cut through the inside. The great block right there on the outside. And I tell you what, Larry Rose is a very quick player, and he's a guy that can turn up and make the big hits.
Second down and 8, a gain of 12. Pressure by Marcus Cotton. And amazingly, Shula got it away to Al Bell. Shula was in the grasp of Marcus Cotton, the outside linebacker.
Well, Shula showed me a little bit more strength than maybe a lot of people think he has, because as he drops back, there's pressure. He's flushed immediately to the outside. Cotton does a good job of changing directions, but Shula holds him off, and he tries to get the ball outside. Good job of getting rid of the ball, because that would have been an 8-yard loss. It would have put them in about a 3rd and 14 or 15, and right now, you know, they're 3rd and 8, and they still have a good chance.
They're down and 8, Alabama. They have it at the USC 41-yard line. For one on his own, brought down by Marcus Cotton among others.
Well, Cohort was in there in Cotton, and they were in that nickel defense again, long yardage. Those 4 guys, Ron Brown, Cohort, and Marcus Cotton, are making a lot of plays in that long yardage situation, and that's about the 3rd time in long yardage situation that Alabama's run the draw, and they really haven't been able to get it. I think that's a good job of the domination of the USC's running up front.
Bounds at around the 24-yard line. Alabama, the 1964 championship year, hitting who else? Ray Perkins. And at the conclusion of the game, Western Airlines, the official airlines of the Aloha Bowl, will sponsor the Key Play of the Game award. Dennis, Bill, Gus, and I will have the pleasure of choosing this award. First and 10, USC, Ryan Knight trying to get wide. He could not get outside. Cornelius Bennett was right there to make the tackle for Alabama. He's made a ton of them today. No gain on the play. It's second down and 10.
Every time SC comes out in that slot look, then Bennett comes to that slot side, because he's normally rushing and they're playing a 3-deep zone in behind it. So when you're running to the open inside to that slot side, you can expect to have a tremendous block on Cornelius Bennett, because that's where he's going to be.
Freddie Robinson was shaken up on the play for Alabama.
You know, on that last punt, that was really a tough situation, because Chris Moore is an outstanding punter. You know, there are certain guys that'll tell you when you're punting, aiming for the end zone, it's very difficult to punt to the right. And more often than not, guys will aim a little bit too far and try to make it too good. We're going to the left. Because you're bringing your leg across the body, it's a lot easier to kick out of bounds to the left than it is to the right.
Chris Moore was 7th in the nation in punting, averaging 45 and 1/10 yards per punt. That last one that went out of bounds, the 24-yard line, was just a 16-yarder. Cormier in motion on a second down and 10 to the short side of the field. And he's caught from behind by Big John Hamm, the senior defensive tackle at 275 pounds.
What John Hand can do, he can come in behind the block. He's so quick, and in that particular defense, Hand's playing to the left, and Cornelius Bennett's playing to the right. SC's running to the short side of the field. Because Hand can string that pass play out, or that run play out, he was able to come in behind the block and still have enough room to catch him before he went out of bounds.
It's a third down and 9 for USC. They have the ball at their own 24-yard line as Cormier goes in motion. Handoff. Absolutely nothing there except number 97, Cornelius Bennett, along with John Hand. Ryan Knight had nowhere to go, lost a couple on the play. It's a 4th down, and Troy Richardson will be called on to punt. Greg Richardson in solo safety for Alabama. 9:25 to play in the third quarter. We're tied at 3.
Well, this is going to be an important punt for Troy Richardson because SC didn't move the ball at all. And if they can get the ball and get it down inside the 35-yard line with the wind behind them, they should be in pretty good shape.
Low line drive punt. Greg Richardson at his 44. Good move. Greg Richardson to the USC 42-yard line. Or he's brought down to the 42. With the score, Alabama 3, USC 3. We'll be back with more action from magnificent. The broadcast cablecast rights to this game are granted by the Aloha Bowl Charities Incorporated to Innovative Sports Incorporated. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without express written consent is prohibited. The announcers on this telecast have been selected and paid for by Innovative Sports Incorporated in consultation with the Aloha Bowl Committee. First and 10, Alabama. They have it at their own 40, or rather at the USC 42-yard line. Jelks behind the block from Craig Turner gets to the 35 before he's brought down by Tim McDonald.
Well, I tell you, Alabama's really coming off the ball right now. They have been very, very impressive with what's taking place right now in the second half because they're coming off the ball. They're really firing out. And Jelks, Turner, the combination of both guys and mixing it up has been really impressive, and I think they're really giving USC a little bit hard time. SC's defensive calls have not been as much on the mark in the second half as they were in the first half.
Second down and 3, Alabama at the 35-yard line of USC. Hand off to the fullback, Turner, and he's met by Marcus Cotton after a gain of just 1. We'd like to thank the Timex Corporation for their support and sponsorship of the 1985 Aloha Bowl. They have been with the Aloha Bowl since its inception and are truly the official timepiece of this great football classic. Alabama's first possession starting inside SC territory, and they're looking at a 3rd down and 2. Down Alabama at the USC 27. Matt Johnson brought him down.
Well, Alabama was in their power front. They had 2 tight ends and Turner lined up deep. And normally, when Turner lines up in that I formation, he goes over the top. Rarely has he run the pitch sweep. And I think it caught SC kind of off guard with the 2 tight ends blocking to the strong side of the field and their linemen coming off. It really made a big difference.
And 2 fullbacks in there, too. Mike Bobo was in there as another fullback along with Turner. It's a 1st down and 10, Alabama. The USC 28-yard line. Bell goes in motion. Humphrey gets the ball. About the 25. Good defensive play by Matt Court. Matt Court at 6'6", 245. A down lineman has great lateral movement. Senior from Goleta.
Well, Court really came off and played his short side of the field real well. And right now, Alabama's using a lot of different players. You know, Humphrey's a very effective back, and he has a good quickness. When he made the cut back inside, he was very close to making big yardage. I think another thing we have to look at, Harry, is right now SC is only getting maybe 1 guy making a tackle. When you're playing good defense, you have 3 or 4 guys on tackles. SC's having 1 guy in there on those plays. It's not good.
20-yard line. He'll be a couple of yards short of a 1st down. Brett Moore making the stop for USC. Bring out a 3rd down and 2 for Alabama.
SC's doing a lot of substitution right now, and they've got a lot of inside linebackers. Right now, they're going to have 3 inside linebackers in because of 3rd and 2 to 3. I think they definitely feel that Alabama's going to run the ball as they've been doing this series. So they're geared up now with 3 linebackers in, 2 down linemen, kind of a flow type defense, and probably come with a blitz.
2 tight ends, 2 fullbacks again. Same play. Craig Turner, 1st down. So again, Mike Bobo came in as a blocking back, and they used 2 tight ends. Sam Otto making the tackle, but Turner got what appeared to be enough for the 1st down, and is.
What you can sense taking place right now is the SC is not really attacking those blockers. Alabama's coming off the ball. Otto is one guy that's making a lot of plays, but some of the other defenders are giving ground, and the coaches' vernacular, they're saying they're playing a little bit too soft, playing with their hands. They're playing football like a piano player. You got to get in there and ram and use that shoulder and forearm. And right now, SC is catching, not really attacking that perimeter, and that's why Alabama's so effective going off tackle into the outside.
Doug Allen is coming at fullback for Alabama. This is Humphrey, and Humphrey was slowed by Court and brought down to the 15-yard line.
Court was on a stunt right there. He came on the other side of the center, came right behind Neighbors' block, and was able to get penetration. And again, the variations that they're using, you can see him, he'll work right in behind him, slide back inside. He got the penetration that you need. And it's very difficult for Neighbors because of the alignment of court. He doesn't know whether he's going to go left or right. That time he came right. I think Neighbors might have been guessing, and Anno got the penetration. They still got 2 yards on the play, though.
Second down and 8 for Mike Shula. They have the ball at the USC 15-yard line. Al Bell goes in motion. Bobby Humphrey. Inside the 10 to around the 7 or 8, and there are penalty markers down.
It looks like it might have been a late hit. You know, that was an excellent job of blocking. To the tight end side, Chandler's doing a good job of blocking. You can see the pitch. Scoop block. Neighbors, a good job of picking off the inside linebacker. Excellent job of running. And I tell you what, anytime you get Humphreys turned up like that, you're going to be in trouble. When you get that middle linebacker cut off, and Neighbors did a good job, they ran with a combination block between Condon and between Neighbors, and they were able to get the nose tackle, Coward block, and Anno blocked, and that enabled Humphrey to get cut up inside.
Bobby Humphrey, a freshman running back, scored 4 touchdowns rushing, 3
foul,
of them receiving.
steering by the defense, automatic first down at the 3.5.
You heard the referee, Dixon Holman, calling it a spearing personal foul. First down, goal, Alabama at the 3.5-yard line of USC.
Well, Alabama has 2 tight ends in the game, and they have 2 fullbacks in the game. So, Harry, I think they're going to run the ball. That's their power offensive attack.
Frank Turner probably will get the call. He does. A yard on the play. Was met at the line of scrimmage. Used his 203 pounds to advance for about a yard, second down and goal.
SC sending in their goal line defense, and right now Alabama stand with the same alignment. So I think right now you can look for Turner to go over the top. He's a very fine athlete. He leaps very well. With a yard and a half out, I think they feel they can get Turner over the top. SC thinks the same thing. You're going to see Sam Anno and Davis really knife in there, try to get him.
It's Turner. He's up there.
Well, they tried.
Frank Turner from Gaithersburg, Maryland. The senior who had 4 touchdowns during the regular season goes airborne, and the Crimson Tide takes a 9-3 lead with a conversion attempt coming up.
Well, as I said before, Turner likes to go over the top, and what you see is Davis comes in, they strike, Anno gets up underneath him, but he just landed right on the line of scrimmage. Again, the charge by the defensive lineman is what enables the linebackers to strike, and I don't think really that the penetration was as good as you'd like to see, and that's what kept him from getting those linebackers.
You look at Marcus Allen from the University of Southern California, and this year with the Los Angeles Raiders, leading rusher in the NFL. And it is great weather. We've had great hospitality while we're here in Honolulu, Hawaii for the Aloha Bowl. We were talking about 156 consecutive extra points. That's an all-time NCAA record held by Alabama. You have to give the snapper and the holder some credit. Butch Lewis is their snapper, Larry Hampney their holder.
Every time they kick him, he breaks their record.
This is coming down to Lonnie White. Lonnie White doesn't get it right around the 20-yard line. Brought down by a host of Crimson Tide tacklers. 10 plays, 42 yards for Alabama. They held it 5:27 and a 1-yard dive by Craig Turner for the touchdown for the Crimson Tide.
All on run plays. You know, they really made up their mind. I think when they got the ball inside the 50-yard line, Alabama made up his mind it was going to really get in there and run that football. And they came off the ball much better on that particular drive than I've seen them come off all day.
USC looking at a 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. There you see the difference in the second half. 105 yards to minus 1. These guys flushed down, but he only got a couple. He was stopped by Wayne Davis. USC coming off not a good series, Coach Green, and they need to have a good series here.
They really do. The last series, you know, they were 3 plays and out, and that you hate to see. All 3 were run plays. First down on this series, a run play, and it looked like there was going to be more yardage. Alabama is flowing to the football a little bit better. They're playing better defense. Obviously, they're playing better offense, and right now this is going to be a key conversion. I anticipate USC throwing the football, and they need to get it completed.
It's a pitch back to Ryan Knight. Cuts back inside, and there's absolutely nothing there. Nose guard Kurt Jarvis. Making the tackle, a junior from Gardendale, Alabama. He's 6'4", 266.
Well, right now, Joe Cormier is coming into the game, and if there's two guys that can make big plays, it's Pete and Cormier, and they need one right now. You know, Alabama appears to be on target right now defensively. SC has not really threatened them at all. It's another long yardage type situation, and this is really going to be a key for SC to stay in this ballgame.
They're down 8. Rodney Pete gets a wobbly pass, and he is caught, dropped, caught again for a first down for USC. Good play by Lonnie White. Lonnie's brother Timmy was a wide out of USC.
Really good athlete. You can see right at the top of the catch, he catches the ball. He took his eyes off it a little bit. This is a good pass play because the protection is excellent. Pete stays in the pocket. Drop back pass play right over the top. Good throw. The reason that White really tipped that ball is that he didn't catch it with his hands. He tried to catch it with his shoulders, and it bounced off his shoulder pads. Only a good athlete can make the second catch, and he did that, so that's good enough.
1st and 10 USC. That was a big third down play for the men of Troy. Pete is in trouble, running away from trouble. Now he has the other side of the field, but a block is missed, and he's stopped at the line of scrimmage. Great defensive play by Derek Thomas along with Wayne Davis. Thomas getting away from a block, and Pete, with all that scrambling, comes right back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10.
Well, I think Pete learned a lesson here again, because as he scrambles and he has the fullback open in the flat, he comes back. It looks like he's going to be able to do some things, but when you have a guy with the athletic ability of Thomas, he plays off the block, comes up with a really nice play, and he had pressure from Wayne Davis coming inside out, and that's what really forced him to turn to the outside. Nice play by Thomas and Davis.
2nd down and 10 USC. They have it at their own 35-yard line. A screen pass to Ryan. He'll get about 4, and then he is really rocked out hard, and Rodney Pete is slow getting up. He was under heavy pressure from Cornelius Bennett.
Well, that's right, you know, because you're going to let Bennett come in because you want him rushing, and it's a lot easier to let him rush and throw a screen to his side than it is to block him. The problem is that you're going to take a hit every now and then, and Pete took one there, but he's up, getting his signals from the sideline, and with a 3rd and 6, really a key situation. You know, SC has helped themselves by getting that one first down. Now, of course, in a definite passing situation, they need another one.
Wide outs are wide to the right. They're Ken Henry and Lonnie White on a 3rd down call for Rodney Pete. Alabama's showing blitz. They don't do much of that. Rodney Pete over the middle is Kermit Kendrick. Kermit Kendrick over the 50. Kermit Kendrick finally wrestled down at the USC 44-yard line. With the score, Alabama 10, USC 3. We'll be back with more action.
You can see when Pete goes back to pass, and he really has Henry coming across the middle. He overthrows it a little bit. Henry kind of stopped it, and I think that Pete anticipated him crossing the middle. And of course, Kendrick comes up alert with the drill that coaches run all the time, the tip drill. He caught the tip off Henry's hand and came up with it.
Saw who was sprawled all over Rodney Pete, number 97, Cornelius Bennett. This is Gene Jelks, and Jelks has substantial yardage inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line.
Well, Bennett's last play is what you call a hurry. You don't get any credit for it on the statistics, but he really made him get rid of that ball.
Mike Serpa made the tackle at the USC 38-yard line, where it brings on a 2nd down and 4.
You know, Alabama's going to run the clock out right now, and it's to their advantage because they're going to have the win going into the 4th quarter, and they're just going to let it tick on down. You know, I tell you, I can't tell you enough, Harry. Right now, there are too many times where USC has one guy making a tackle, and that means that they're not enough players coming.
C-10-3 with us in the booth, Robin Wilson, the president of Western Airlines, the official carrier for the Aloha Bowl. And Robin, we appreciate the support Western Airlines gives to this fine classic.
Harry, we're delighted to do that. This is a great game for us. Honolulu is a wonderful place for us to serve. We've been bringing passengers here for the last 15 years with a number 2 carrier and trying hard to be number 1.
And I guess your involvement in the Aloha Bowl will continue.
I certainly hope so. We're very excited by this game. I'll have to admit a little bias in favor of SC since we've been serving Los Angeles for 60 years. But the great thing about this game is it's an opportunity for people to come here from climates that are not nearly as lovely as Hawaii is today.
No question about that, Robin. We certainly appreciate your support. Thank you very much. Robin Wilson, the president of Western Airlines. It's a 1st down and 10 Alabama. They have it at the USC 34-yard line. Inside handoff. That's Doug Allen, a sophomore fullback, who pulls his way to the USC 28-yard line. In the second half, Coach Dennis Green has been all Alabama.
All Alabama and all run and run defense, because SC has tried a couple pass plays and they've been somewhat successful, but Alabama's running game has been really impressive. And I think when you look at Mike Shula, he's a guy that's in that huddle talking to him about coming off the ball, and they're using Humphreys, they're using Jelks, and they're coming at him pretty good.
Second down and 4 call for Shula. Here's Jelks, rather inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. He'll be close to a first down, stopped by Brent Moore. Alabama leading 10-3, fourth and final quarter just underway. There you see the second half total yards, and you can see what we're talking about. Alabama's domination in the second half, 124 to 20.
Well, SC is really, I think Coach Turner would say that they've only had USC one successful play for them this half, and that was a pass play over the middle. Most of their other plays, they've really been kind of off sync and coming up with 1 or 2 yards.
They're down a half a yard to go for a first down for Alabama. Play action pass. Shula's going for it all, and it is a touchdown by Clay Whitehurst. Third down and a half yard to go for a first down. They went for the bundle, and a Shuler to Clay Whitehurst touchdown reception of 24 yards.
SC does not play a lot of man coverage, but in the third and short yardage situation they were in, play action fake to the fullback on the outside. Shuler standing right in the pocket and makes a nice pass play. You can see that Tyler's trying to catch up to him, but Whitehurst has good quickness. He took off right down the middle. The play action fake really held Tyler, and it gave Whitehurst a little bit of an advantage working into the middle.
Butch Lewis will snap. Larry Abney will hold. Tippen's conversion attempt is up, and that's 157 consecutive extra points made by Alabama, an all-time NCAA record. With the score, Alabama 17, USC 3. We'll be back with more action from Hawaii, where the temperature is in the... Alabama, an impressive drive to go ahead to 17-3.
Well, real good he caught, because with a 3rd and 1, real short, Shula's going right over the middle. And I'm sure what Coach Perkins told him on this particular play is, if anything, overthrow it. Don't underthrow it. Don't allow the interception. If it's incomplete, we'll come back in 4th and 1 and try to pick it up then.
Van Tippen doing the kicking. He's very much a part of that national record, 157 consecutive extra points. The previous record was held by Oklahoma, 135. White gets out over the 20, and he's tripped up at around the 23-yard line for USC.
Lonnie White was close to breaking through there, and right now what SC needs is to change the momentum. They need some big plays, and again, a guy like Pete, if there's a time when he can make big plays, he needs to do it on this particular series, because with them being down 17-3, it's more so than Alabama scoring 2 touchdowns on the last 2 series, but also Alabama just kind of dominating the entire play, offense and defense.
Lonnie White comes wide to the left. Ken Henry is wide to the right. Rodney Peete. Nearly intercepted. It was intended for Ken Henry, and he was well covered by the secondary and linebackers for Alabama.
Well, right now, you know, Alabama knows SC's going to throw the ball, and they can play much better pass defense on first down. Pete scrambles. It was a play action in the middle. He's out of the pocket, throws across the middle, and I think that's somewhat the inexperience of Ken Henry, because you always want to work back to the ball when you're catching the ball in the middle. Those hook patterns, you can't afford just to wait, because that ball is like honey. It'll draw some bees. You got to be moving back towards the football.
Lonnie White coming in motion. Draw play to Ryan Knight, and Ryan Knight was spilled by Derek Thomas initially on a good defensive play by Thomas.
Well, I've been very impressed with Thomas. He's a type of inside linebacker or outside linebacker, and he can play outside or inside, who can really read the play, and he had that diagnosed all the way. He saw the fullback hold his ground, and normally that fullback in SC blocks to the perimeter to the outside. So when he just set up right behind the guard, I think Thomas smelled the draw play and took off and got across the guard's block. It really prevented Cadigan from getting any type of position on him.
Derek Thomas, just a freshman for Alabama. 3rd down and 10 for USC. Rodney Peete, he is in trouble, and he is sacked back at the 12-yard line. Sacked by John Hand.
Well, they brought Thomas on the blitz from the outside, and that enabled Hand to go inside. You can see him come inside the block, and you can see Thomas on the outside. Hand really has a good lateral movement, so when Pete was flushed to the left, Hand was able to change directions and keep up with him. And for a guy that size, that's very, very impressive.
Roy Richardson will kick. Scott Brennan doing the snapping for USC. 17-3 Alabama. High and short. Punt. Takes a lateral hop, and Alabama will start in good field position at the SC 44. For the score, Alabama 17, USC 3. We're looking at a catamaran ride, and we'll be right back. Simpson from the University of Southern California. One of their great tailbacks, Hall of Famer. First and 10 Alabama, they start in good field position at the SC 44-yard line, Tide leading 17-3. Mike Shula sending Bell in motion. Turner, the fullback, breaks one tackle and gets down to about the 41. He picked up 3. He was stopped by Tim McDonald. The Aloha Bowl Committee would like to thank the Sheraton Hotels Hawaii, the official hotel of Alabama and USC this year. Thanks, Sheraton, for your help and the support of the Aloha Bowl.
Well, I tell you, you can look out through the mask and you can see that from that USC sideline. That's a helmet right there, face mask, what they call a big old large cage helmet.
Second down and 7 call for Shula. Humphrey, the running back. Humphrey, good move, still on his feet to the SC 29-yard line. Finally brought down by Matt Johnson.
Right now, what SC is in their goal line defense. In other words, they have 1 middle linebacker and 4 down linemen because they feel that Alabama's going to definitely run the ball, and he still had a hard time stopping. When a team that runs the ball effectively like Alabama gets on a roll like this, and you have 2 tailbacks like Jelks and Humphreys out there, then you're going to have a lot of trouble. And SC is still in the goal line defense. They feel they're going to run the ball. They're trying to get that extra down lineman in there to give them a little bit of help against the run.
Humphrey again. Humphrey picking up around 3 or 4 before he's clamped down by Matt Johnson. When you think of Jelks and Humphrey being just freshmen, the Tide are going to have some good seasons for many years to come.
They are. They have a lot of fine freshmen.
67 total appearances for USC and Alabama. USC 21 bowl wins, more than any other collegiate team in NCAA history. And Ray Perkins is trying to match that this afternoon with 21.
That's right. If they get 21, Coach Toner said he didn't want it to happen. That would tie Alabama and USC for most bowl victories.
Second down and 5. It's Humphrey again. Humphrey inside the 20 to about the 19-yard line. A first down brought down by Keith Davis.
SC right now is feeling a little bit of frustration because they don't want to blitz. They're not a blitzing team, and when they blitzed the last time, they were hurt with that pass play. It was the same type of pass play to Whitehurst that Alabama used to beat Georgia in the beginning of the season. So they want to try to stay in it with their basic zone, but they're having a difficult time. They're still in their 4-man front, their goal line defense. They might have to come with a blitz on the first down inside the 20-yard line. If they do blitz this time, they are coming.
Ball at the 19-yard line. Inside, he's hit hard by Mike Serpa, the freshman linebacker from Tracy, California for USC. Humphrey still picked up 3 on the play. It'll bring out a second down and 7 as Gene Jelks comes back in. Bobby Humphrey goes out. Alabama leading Southern Cal 17-3 in the 4th annual Aloha Bowl game. 9:11 left to play. Lights are on here at Aloha Stadium.
Sun's going down.
Hand off to Jelks. Also, there's a beautiful rainbow. The Pali Mountains. Marcus Cotton making the tackle.
You know, officials timeout. One of the players are hurt, and I'll tell you, that was called so quickly. I think that's the case where that player was yelling down in the huddle, and you hate to see a lineman get caught up with those feet in there. Looks like Gilmer's in there, what they call a strong guard, and it's probably a knee or an ankle because he yelled.
And with the score, Alabama 17, USC 3. We'll be back with more action from Aloha Stadium right after. David Gilmer injured on the last play back at Aloha Stadium, the mountains in the background of this beautiful facility. And let's go down to Gus on the Alabama sideline. Gus?
The problem with David Gilmer appears to be the left knee. It doesn't appear to be that serious. Chris Smith, the Alabama trainer, did look at it. Let you know just in a moment how he's doing.
Thanks, Gus. It's a third down and about 5 call from Mike Shula at the 14-yard line of USC. Reverse to Al Bell. He's got blockers in front of him. Bell, touchdown, Alabama.
Well, they run that play an awful lot, and at USC, you're just trying to figure when are they going to do it, and that was a great time because a lot of strong side running, quickness, and the mobility. And what happened? USC over pursuit. They handed that ball back, and Bell came around. Pitch sweep, the play that's been very effective. You can see Jelks coming by, hands it back to Bell. He reverses. Mike Shula's out in front. Let's see if he throws a block. He's got a lot of other guys out in front of him, too. Neighbors is out there. You also see Jeff Bentley out there. And again, Bell's quickness gets him into the end zone.
Boy, what an exciting player Al Bell is. The conversion attempt is automatic. It's good. 158 consecutive for the Crimson Tide. Look at Paul Bear Bryant in his last game for the University of Alabama, the Liberty Bowl, a win over Illinois. I had the great pleasure to do that game. Well, what a legend, Coach Green.
Oh, that's right. Well, you know, a coach like Coach Bryant only comes along once in a lifetime, and it's a great tradition in Alabama. And I guess when you look up and see that a guy like Perkins is stepping in for his mentor, I don't think there's a better guy for the job at Alabama.
7 plays, 44 yards, a reverse to Al Bell and the touchdown. Bell, every time he touches a ball, something happens. First down or touchdown.
Well, he does. And, you know, one-on-one, he hasn't really had that many pass plays thrown to him because the second half they've been primarily run. But, again, big play guys, when they get a chance to make big plays. And that's exactly what Al Bell did on that reverse.
Lonnie White is caught up by fine special teamer Bo Wright for Alabama. And it'll be 1st and 10 USC. They'll have the ball at their own 21-yard line. They'll have to fill the air with footballs now, trailing 24-3.
Well, Bo Wright's a special team specialist. He's the type of guy that really likes to get down there and get in and make those big plays. And he was in there. And anytime you keep a team inside the 25-yard line on a kickoff, you're doing a good job. And I think Wright was the key guy getting down the field.
Pete, some pressure, gets a screen away, but boy, the receiver was hammered immediately by Wayne Davis.
Wayne Davis is doing a good job versus a draw and a screen, and I tell you, he's really making a lot of plays in the second half because that's what SC's doing. They're not throwing the ball down the field as much. You can see him smell out the play, and right as the back starts out, you see Davis show up, hits him right down the middle, face up, a perfect tackle, and then you see a lot of other guys coming in to give help. And when you see guys like Jarvis hustling, working up and down that line of scrimmage, a big guy with quickness, then you know that they're playing very good defense.
Pass was complete to Zeph Lee, but for lost yardage. Rodney Pete just a quick out to Henry, and Henry gets over the 20 to about the 24-yard line. Ken Henry, the receiver, stopped by Freddie Robinson.
That's a 3-step throw to the outside receiver, and it's a nice quick step and a throw.
Freddie Robinson is the player injured. For Alabama, we have 7:17 remaining to be played.
You know, I think Kurt Jervis might have been the guy that wound up hitting him because you can see Jarvis coming in and bang.
Aloha Bowl, they've been wonderful hosts for the Innovative Sports staff, Tom Kiley and his great and courteous staff, and we really appreciate their hospitality. Kevin McClain is coming at quarterback for USC. He's a sophomore from Lakewood, California. He's looking at a 3rd down call. Playing lost one for Henry. At the 45-yard line of Alabama. What a fine grab by Henry with Vernon Wilkinson right on his numbers.
This is one of the few times that SC's thrown the ball down the field, and I think Pete went out with a hamstring. It didn't appear that he was hurt that badly. But there's McLean's throw over the top. Henry getting his start there as a freshman player. Nice catch over the shoulder. And again, I think with SC getting back in, look at that catch. Concentration, that's like a drill in practice where a guy can look at the ball and gets his chance to show what he can do. SC's going to have to throw the ball down the field to get back in his ball game with the score 24-3.
They have it at the 44-yard line of Alabama.
He's excited. That's one of the spirit leaders from high school there. That's a kind of a miscue. Because McLean doesn't play an awful lot, he really thought that Henry was going to break down the field, and Henry thought he should come towards him. So that's a miscue between guys that don't get a lot of time to work together. And you normally work those things out in practice.
Ted Tollner tutored an awful lot of great passers. Jim McMahon at BYU and while assistant at San Diego State. McLean has only tossed 2 passes during the regular season. He completes that one to Cormier, who tries to squirt for extra. He gets down to around the 38. He'll be short of a first down, stopped by Derek Thomas.
That was really good effort by Cormier. They called his knee down, so he only got about 7 yards on that play. But I think it's impressive to see SC really trying very hard to get back in this ball game. And with 6:35, it's tough for them, but they're moving the ball. And right now, of course, Alabama, they're ahead. And defensively, they were doing a good job against the run, but they haven't really been challenged on the pass. And right now, there's a sprint out.
This away to Cormier, and Cormier pays. He'll be close to a first down.
Boy, a lot of people getting to the ball, and that's the secondary coming up. When you're throwing the ball underneath like that. Well, temper's frying a little bit, and there's no doubt that SC's a little bit frustrated because, they're behind and they play such a good first half. Here's McLean on the sprint, the same type of play that Pete was running, and he hits Cormier outside. He does a good job of ducking underneath the tackle there by Ricky Thomas. He comes back up, hit square in the middle, though, by Wayne Davis. And Davis always puts his nose right on the guy, so it's a pretty good job there.
So McLean is looking at a 4th down and about a short yard for a first down for USC. They have it at the Alabama 35-yard line.
Real close.
That is going to be close.
That's going to be. It looks like he might have gotten with the dive.
I don't think he did.
Yeah, it's going to be close.
It was Ryan Knight.
Harry, the word from the sidelines is that Pete did pull a hamstring, and of course he tried to stay in the game, so it must not have been that serious, but he really couldn't play. Gutty player because he tried to stay in the ball game, and of course McLean deserves a chance to get out there and get some playing time also, and there's no sense in playing if you're not quite 100%. Here we go. Our cameras are on the mark.
Didn't make it.
Didn't make it, you're right.
Did not make it.
What do you think, 4 inches there? It always amazes me as a coach on the sideline, and I'm trying to figure now, is that a good spot or not? And if you don't get it, your coaches up in the box tell you it was a poor spot.
Alabama scored on their last 3 possessions. We'll pause 5 seconds for station identification. This is the Aloha Bowl Football Television Network.
You're watching the home of Air Force Falcon football. This is KXRM TV 21, Colorado Springs, Pueblo.
Alabama leading 24-3. Bobby Humphrey behind a wall of blockers, but he's strung out very nicely by All-American Tim McDonald, the strong safety.
Well, Alabama's getting some guys in the game that haven't played a lot. I see Doug Allen out there blocking. And he's a pretty effective blocker. Allen can play fullback or halfback. In this particular series, he's playing halfback.
Rob Roberts is in at center. Joe King is in. Also in offensively for the Crimson Tide, Jeff Bentley. Howard Cross, tight end. Artie Walker. In motion, Joe Smith. It's Humphreys over to the 41-yard line. Brought down by Marcus Cotton on the play. It'll bring up a 3rd down. And about 3 for Alabama. Alabama's really dominated the second half. They lead 24-3. We have 4:20 and counting.
Well, I tell you, Alabama has a lot of guys out there right now that have not played a lot. I see Rob Roberts, I see Cross at tight end, and it's great to get to a bowl game, work very hard all year, and then get some playing time. So they're out there getting some playing time right now and, trying to maintain possession. Coach Perkins is trying to keep the ball and try to keep possession of the ball and hold on to that lead that they have.
Humphrey picking up short yardage. It'll be 4th down. Mike Shula will go out. Coming in to punt, Chris Moore. Back in solo safety for USC is Tim McDonald. back out, and USC will start at their own 20-yard line. So Moore made up for the 16-yard punt earlier.
Well, he had some nice wind behind him, and he really lined it. Didn't get it up that high, but it was kind of a line drive.
Alabama leading by a score of 24-3.
Well, McLean's going to get another chance to come out and move the ball club, but he's got a tough assignment because he's throwing right into the wind, the teeth of that wind, and the wind's picking up now as it's getting darker and a little bit later, and it's a very difficult time to throw the football.
Playing straight back, looking downfield, decent protection over the middle, got Ken Henry, first down at the 37-yard line.
That was a nice play because he kind of, McLean slid to the left a little bit in the pocket and still found Henry working across the middle. And I tell you, I think all McLean says is, Coach, leave out that first team offensive line, leave them in the game to give me some protection, because the protection is excellent. Steps to the left just a little bit, anticipates Henry coming across the middle, and makes a real nice pass play. And again, Sean Lee makes a nice tackle coming up from the outside. Henry's going to be a good player. I think the more playing time he gets in the spring practice and in the fall, he has a tradition of going with him. He's a good lean receiver with some speed.
Playing again back to pass over the middle. This is tight end Eric McKee was rocked down hard at the 41-yard line. Brought down by Greg Gilbert, another freshman linebacker for Alabama. So it's second down.
If McLean had that again, I think he would go to the receiver in behind him, because McKee was open underneath, but he could have been able to hit the receiver in deep on the flank return it.
For USC, the second half has not been a good one. We were tied at halftime 3-3. It's now 24-3 Alabama. McLean. Straight back, being blitzed, gets away from one, another. Now looks upfield, gets it away, incomplete. Good bit of scrambling by Kevin McLean.
Well, he shows some quick feet, and that was a missed assignment because coming from the outside, you know, no one had the outside linebacker blocked. And he put the pressure on. Epps came in there and was unblocked from the outside linebacker position. And McLean did a good job of stepping up inside, avoiding a couple people, and throwing the ball across the middle.
McLean looking at a third down and 6 from his own 42-yard line. 2:11 left to play.
So they're going with their one-back set. This is their primary passing formation. 3 receivers to the wide side of the field.
Right over the middle to his tight end, McKee, and he'll have a first down at midfield. McKee was wrestled out at midfield by Todd Roper.
That's that delay pattern, and anytime you get those 3 receivers to one side of the field, you can push the defenders off with 2 of those receivers and bring the 3rd receiver underneath. And that's the play that SC had used fairly effectively in the first half to maintain that ball possession, and it worked again for McKee, coming back inside with Cormier driving up the field, clearing it out, and then him working back underneath on the delay pattern.
First and 10 SC, they have the ball at midfield. Lane towards the far side. Run back to the 44-yard line. Freddie Robinson gets it back for the Crimson Tide. So the second half has been all Alabama, and Alabama will take over again.
Freddie Robinson makes this interception because he sees the ball thrown before the receiver does. So you can see the receiver is still working to the outside. Robinson had his eyes on the ball the entire time. And I think that he's the type of guy, he's out there, he's playing with some inexperienced players in front of him, and he was just sitting back, had his eyes on the quarterback, and made a nice play. I think the inexperience of Henry hurt him a little bit, and then the heads-up play by Robinson made it a nice play for Alabama defense.
Timex time shows 1:35 left to play. Alabama with the ball. They'll just use the clock. The quarterback is now David Smith for the Crimson Tide, a sophomore from Gadsden, Alabama.
Well, they're going to keep it on the ground, and, you know, 1 minute and 19 seconds, 1 minute and 17 seconds. They're working it down. Well, I tell you, a good game, almost like 2 halves, because the first half was so close, a lot of good things going on, but Alabama really got on the roll with their offense.
So Alabama looking now to second down and 12. David Smith, the quarterback. This is Chester Braggs, and Braggs gets about a yard on the play. USC defense right there. On behalf of Ford and your local Ford dealer, Cornelius Bennett from Alabama, number 97, has been selected as the 1985 Aloha Bowl's most valuable player. Ford congratulates Cornelius Bennett, the fine linebacker for the Crimson Tide.
You know, 8 tackles, 1 assist, and 1 breakup. That doesn't count to all the hurries where guys had to scramble outside and guys had to cut back. He was in on every play virtually in the entire first 3 quarters.
Third down 11 for Alabama. Just trying to run the clock out. Rolling out is David Smith, and Smith gets into USC territory to the 49 before Elbert Watts brings him down. This game is winding down, and Alabama has won the 4th annual Aloha Bowl from Aloha Stadium. That's the end of the game with a score, Alabama 24, USC 3. We'll be back with some final words right after this.